Devin Dobek here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center. It's the Biloxi Breakers and the Topeka Scarecrows going at it for a pair this weekend. These two teams last met a month and a half ago. It was Topeka's home opening weekend in their inaugural season, October 17th. The Scarecrows won 5-2. The next night, the Breakers won 6-3. Two teams who stack up real well against each other. There's going to be some guys we're keeping our eyes on. For the Breakers, Carter Thornton comes in with 1 goal and 3 assists as a Breaker. The former Topeka Scarecrow was traded to Biloxi around a month ago, and he has made his presence felt with his speed, ability to draw penalties, and the only shorthanded goal in franchise history. As for the Topeka Scarecrows, look out for Scott Koash. Leads the team in just about every offensive statistical category, including goals, assists, points. He's got 11 goals and 8 assists playing in every game for the Scarecrows. Scored their first goal in franchise history, and his production has been steady since. In between the pipes, Josh Rosenzweig for the Breakers comes in with a record of 4-5-0-1, save percentage around .870, and a GAA around 5, but that does not tell the story for Rosenzweig. When he's on, he can single-handedly win games for the Breakers, so keep an eye out for him to make some big stops tonight. On the other end, it'll be Daniil Brizgalov for the Topeka Scarecrows. He's won 5 in a row, has the second best save percentage in the FPHL at .926. He's looking to make his presence felt and continue the success the Scarecrows have had. This will be the final 2 games in Topeka between these two. Coming up in 2026, there will be 8 games inside the Mississippi Coast Coliseum between these two teams. So this could be a good preview of what's to come and maybe another developing inter-division rivalry. We're looking forward to it. Puck drops here inside the Stormont Vale Event Center at 7:05. We'll see you then on Breakers TV. As the officials drop it again, Pikarczyk loads up and shoots. Tipped in front by Yev Dokimov. He's so dangerous outside the crease. A guy who can deflect anything in front. Pikarczyk! Score! The Breakers strike first in Game 2 at home. Pikarczyk with goals in back-to-back games. And the Breakers have their first goal of the season to make it 1-0 at Breaker Bay. Sending one in through Smith. Davidson then poking it out off the wall, a self-pass. He's got Royer with him in a 2-on-1. Saucer to Royer, backhand finish, score! Amy Royer with the answer. His first professional goal. The new season-high goal total of 8 for Biloxi. And it's 8-5. Amy Royer with a multi-point night in his debut provides the answer. And Biloxi has restored the lead to 3. What good bump by Crowder over on the far wall, and then he's taken down trying to get back to the puck. Henry from a low angle centers it. Punched out to the corner by Matcham. You have Dokimov forces a turnover. Puck comes down low. Out to Fisher. At the circle, shoots one. Still free. Henry scores! Caden Henry puts the Breakers up first with a rebound goal on the backhand to make it 1-0. Credit the assist to Trey Fisher, his first of the season. Back the other way, Bondi. Just barely able to force it out. Now quick touch pass from Yev Dokimov over for Henry. Henry toe drag to his backhand, score! Caden Henry with a highlight reel goal off a beautiful passing play. The exception line does it again. AJ Schlepp, 6'8", 209. Tucker Scantlebury, 6'1", 185. Scantlebury comes first. Schlepp gives him one right to the head. Now another. Schlepp loses the bucket. Scantlebury comes with a right. Now a couple more rights. Scantlebury coming up over the top. An undercut from Schlepp. Another undercut, and then a jab from Schlepp. Still feeding them to Scantlebury, popping them in the side of the bucket. Scantlebury hanging in there, holding his own, grabbing a hold of Schlepp. One more right, and Schlepp trying to take him down. They will be separated. Ready to go in front of the home crowd once again here inside the Coliseum. Same starting line we began with last night for Biloxi. Amy Royer set to take the draw up against TJ Sneak of the 16, 17, 18 line. And we are underway from Breaker Bay once again. Jacob Gagnon quickly flipping it ahead into the offensive zone. Breakers back in control of the puck. Flanagan high off the glass, banks it back to center. TJ Sneak quickly retreating the puck back into the Breakers' end. Flanagan stretching one out for Nerland. He's able to get a twig on it to dump it into the Topeka end. No icing. Alex Norwinski wrapping the puck around the wall. Koash at the blue line. Touch pass with Elijah Wilson and then banks it ahead down low. Connor Mullins, the first one there, throws it off the back of Sharma's cage. It comes over to Nerland. Topeka, quick shot. Sharma with an early save on TJ Sneath's one-timer, and the Breakers right back the other way. Nerland will shoot it in to go out for a change. No icing as he crossed the center line. Here's Connor Lynn. He's an entertaining player to watch. Pair of assists last night. He's up to 20 points as a Scarecrow. Hailing out of Marlborough, Massachusetts, a former Mississippi Seawolf himself. And exactly a minute gone by, we'll have an icing call, our first of the night, courtesy of the Ben & Jerry's at the Hard Rock Cafe. Trey Fisher, who scored the third goal last night, set to take the face-off against Trevor Grasby this time. Trevor Grasby currently sitting at 99 career FPHL points, trying to hit that centennial mark with one here tonight. He's got 3 points in his first 4 games as a Scarecrow, including 2 goals and an assist. Cameron Clark breaking the puck out of the zone to Hugo Koch. Koch just out of the bandwidth of Clark, spun on goal, pad save Sharma. Spinelli down in the end wall, battling with new Breaker face Demetris Christo in the lineup. Up ahead, Pikarczyk trying to create some separation, and Blaisdell shuts that opportunity down. We mentioned Christo wearing number 5 for the Breakers. 6'1", 200 out of Skaneateles, New York. From 20 to 25, was playing at Franklin Pierce University, and then turned pro with the Danbury Hat-Tricks. 7 games last season, 10 this year. 1 goal and 3 assists in his tenure there, and all of them coming this season. Trey Fisher below the end line, knocking it away from Connor Lynn. Lynn then picks his pocket and will coil back behind Sammy Bernard. From the safety of Bernard's cage, the Scarecrows begin their push. Back across to Connor Lynn, hitting the brakes to shake off the pressure of his former teammate, Carter Thornton. Flanagan back out to the blue line. Couldn't be gloved down by Don Heaven Veyu. We mentioned Veyu made his professional debut last night. 3 assists and a 3rd-star mention. Turnover created by Thornton, trying to fight it back for Veyu. Veyu steering through a little bit of traffic onto Mullins, whose drive is caught and held by Sammy Bernard. And with 17:26 to go, we'll settle in for another face-off back in the Scarecrows' end. Heavier crowd tonight after one of the lower numbers last season, hovering around 1450. The average for the Breakers this season has been 1,800. That ranks 10th in the FPHL. Offensive zone draw for Charbonneau & Co. is won by Topeka. Jacob Gagnon, who had a quiet night last night but is shined against Biloxi this season, looking to make his presence felt. There's Quinn O'Reilly, the Wichita, Kansas native, getting his first minutes in this 4-game set with Topeka. O'Reilly was out for over a month with a concussion, and returning to the lineup, has been in and out of it, but will be in there and ready to go and provide a physical jolt for Robbie Nichols' group. Robbie Nichols, if you haven't figured it out yet, is not a fan of losing. And I'm sure last night having 8 hung on his head was a little bit demoralizing. Robbie has made a bunch of additions to add players down the stretch. Trevor Grasby, of course, comes to mind. Cam Clark, who was added over a month ago, signing Kyle Heitzner as well, who just had 2 stints in the ECHL. Royer entering the zone, looking for Thornton on the backhand feed. Going down is O'Reilly into the half wall. In low, bumping it back to Jacob Gagnon. Pulls it to his backhand, centering feed, gets all the way through to Veyu. And the Breakers from north to south head the other way. Thornton leading a even number charge. Finds some space, in all alone. Oh, he couldn't finish. He had Sammy Bernard down in the Dirty Bird, but couldn't flip it over the pad. We stay scoreless in our Republic Finance first period. Now here's Scott Koash, the leading scorer for the Scarecrows, getting a shot right into the crest on Sharma's chest. Shots are 3-1 Topeka through the opening 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Koash, one of a handful of Scarecrows who had a decent evening last night. A goal and an assist to push his team high total to 28 points. Split right down the middle, 14 goals, 14 assists. for the man who scored the first goal in franchise history all the way back in mid-October against the Indiana Sentinels. And it's only gone up exponentially from then. Leonard banking it out to Alex Norwinski. Norwinski up into the glove of Elijah Wilson. Wilson able to recollect it and dump it in deep. Here's Christo below the end line. Throws it into the boots of Elijah Wilson, controlled now by Sneath. Into the corner for Wilson. He's trapped, swings it around for a cutting Scott Koash. Stapled into the wall by Royer. And Sharma makes a quick stick save on the centering feed. Lynn's drive, then into the chest of Sharma again. We'll get ready for another whistle and a face-off. 5 other active games going on around the FPHL tonight. All of them very early on. A couple have trickled into the second period. We'll update you on those scores throughout our telecast, and stay tuned in our intermission so you can watch the ticker. Connor Mullins throwing his weight into Hugo Koch down in the corner. Koch able to boot it forward, and now centering feed looking for Clark, gets away, and Pikarczyk 3-on-2 rush the other way. On over to Charbonneau, off the wall, fake the shot, in on goal. Bernard makes a quick save. Topeka north to south, back the other way with speed. Here's Koch dumping it in deep. Grabbed a Connor Mullins body and just threw him to the ice. An interesting thing there, and Hugo Koch is going to be sent off for 2 minutes.